one of the teachers of Clarence Wilson X. Smith. They say that Yaqub grafted the physical double, grafted and created the physical double, which is the white man, which I know he didn't. No. Don't do that to yourself. See, remember, Clarence 13X got his teachings from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's lesson. You follow that? And when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad speaks about Yaqub grafting the devil, it's because Yaqub is the Arabic name for Jacob in the Bible. And Jacob had his name changed to what? Israel in the Bible. You follow that? When they say that Yaqub made the devil, grafted the devil, they're speaking about how there was original black Israelites and how they got involved, like in the case of Esau, he married certain Hittite women. Remember that? And in the case of Jacob's seed, they started, like Judah and them, started marrying tribes of women who were Hittites, like Uri, and them who got certain tribes, the white race mixed in with Israel. And then these people bred from the original black man in there and became known as J-E-W Jew. That is the graftation of the devil. That is the making of the devil. You follow what I'm saying? So when Clarence 13X picked up the lessons of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and proceeded to teach about Yaqub grafting the devil, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was talking about the making of the Jew. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? So what he was teaching was right and exact. It gets it after him, people misinterpreted, exaggerated, and turned it into some fiction, and it lost its validity. But when he was teaching it, and he was using the strict lessons of the Nation of Islam without the addition of plus lessons, which meant men added to it, other guys, and added the plus lessons and started interpreting the teaching, it got all confused. But Honorable Elijah Muhammad knew what he was talking about, and he was right and exact. Okay? That it was truth in it. It's unfortunate that the Sunni Muslims and other groups of people are not trying to see what Honorable Elijah Muhammad was really trying to say. They're busy trying to find fault, and they're not trying to really look into the depth of his meaning. He said he taught allegorically many times. I'm trying to wake up the dead, he kept saying. They want to pretend that it was literal, and everything he said was literal, when he distinctly said it wasn't literal in his teaching. That's because they're trying to defame the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They're trying to defame Clarence 13X. They want to defame, brother, any black leader. You understand what I'm saying? Whether it's Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Clarence 13X, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, or Imam Isa or Walid D. Muhammad. They're going to get him too eventually. When they finish using him, they're going to turn on him. They turn on Farrakhan. They're going to say, if they can't buy us, they kill us. And the first way they kill us is called character assassination. They start making up rumors and lies about our character and breeding this into our congregation. And that's the devil at work. Don't let him do it. You understand? Honorable Elijah Muhammad was the greatest black man to put his feet down in America. And if Clarence 13X stuck close to the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad and went into the world to raise a nation of 5%ers, who he called the poor righteous teachers from the lessons of Honorable Elijah Muhammad, then he too was a great man. And we got to respect both of them for what they did. And don't let the devil deceive us. Ain't no man greater than the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You follow? And maybe the difference between a 5% nation of Islam was a little renegadeism, it appears, but that was necessary because Clarence 13X was going for a specific group of people. He was trying to get the baby. One of his famous cliches was save the baby. Don't let these people turn you against your own. Please don't. That is the game they use. They make you character assassinators. They make you look for faults in them. You know what I'm saying? Let these men are our leaders and they have passed on and they with Allah. Let's find the good in what Clarence 13X did and bring that to the surface. Let's find the good in what Malcolm X did and bring that to the surface. Let's find the good what Sheikh Dawood did and bring that to the surface. Let's find the good what Bishop Campos did and bring that to the surface. And I can't even say that about Honorable Elijah Muhammad because I can't say let's find the good in him because everything he did was good. And anybody who don't want to bear witness to it, that's your business. Not you per se. I'm talking all them stupid knucklehead Sunnis who want to say things about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad of Clarence 13X ain't nothing but a bunch of fools. And them devils whose crumbs they're eating off the table are going to stab them in the back. Them same white boys that they following in Saudi Arabia, just like they just did to Warazi Muhammad. By whose standard? By some crazy nap or some nap brain chump from Saudi Arabia, don't know whether he's a male or a female. And he's going to come and try to tell what we should do in the lost found nation amongst the tribes of Shabazz, the Nubian nation. He can tell us how we should think and what we should think of our leaders and how we should judge our leaders and who we should exalt and who we should slander. That's what the white man from Arabia is going to come and try to tell me and you this, and they're the same ones that sold you into slavery, the Arab slave trade. Come on, man, y'all think we are. Can a Muslim be fooled? Better believe it, you ain't fooling us no more. That you will not pull our leaders down any longer. They may have ran out to Tucson, Arizona and killed that Egyptian brother Rashad Khalifa, but if they come against the Nubian nation, they better come right. I would just like to have everybody in there acknowledge the death of a Muslim by the name of Rashad Khalifa that had a mosque out in Tucson, Arizona. And that it's important that when a Muslim dies, and I say that because, of course, the Sunni Muslims say he's not a Muslim, because anybody who doesn't go along with their doctrine is not a Muslim. But this brother translated the Quran. He was an Egyptian professor, and he perfected information on the number 19, proving that the Quran had a code in it. And maybe y'all might not know about it. You know, some of y'all who know who he is because I've been telling you about him for years. But those Sunnis managed to assassinate him last week. To stab him multiple times in his mosque in Tucson, Arizona. This is the works of that same group that I've been telling y'all about. That are out to stop all black leadership. For anybody from coming up teaching anything other than what is sanctioned through Saudi Arabia. And these people are the demons out here doing this. And the Quran in the 4th chapter and the 93rd verse, the 94th verse, and the 95th verse tells us that Muslims are not supposed to kill Muslims. Or anybody for that matter. But of course these men take it upon themselves, these human beings, to say that this man, Dr. Rashad Khalifa, is not a Muslim, so they can justify killing him. And every man have a right to his opinion. You follow? I'm saying this because it bothers me, these Negroes that work for these people, while these people are going out doing things like that. Because when they do things like that, what they're saying is that Allah is not capable. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is supposed to remove people if they do wrong. Not the knife of no mortal who says he's doing it in the name of Allah. You understand what I'm trying to say? Some Sunni Muslims say it's good that he died because he was kufr. Because he said he was a messenger. And the last prophet, of course, and messenger to them is the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. And they say so it's good that this man was assassinated. I think that is a very evil thing to say about anybody who gets killed. Any man who restricts himself to the point where he says it's good for another man to get murdered by multiple stab wounds has reduced himself to being a devil. I don't care whether he's the enemy. He still should be concerned about his family, his wife, his children, his mother, his father, and how they would feel at his death. Even if you say he went against what you teach, and therefore you took Allah's laws in your own hands to kill him, like Allah can't do it. Even if you think you have the power to do that, if you become the angel of death for some traditions of men, it's still wrong not to consider the man, because if what he's saying, if what Rashad Khalifa was saying was so wrong, then time would have proved him wrong. Am I right? Right. Time would have proved it wrong, and no man should have stepped in and interfered with Allah's work. Because if Allah would have done it, it would have looked more divine than a bunch of stab wounds in the body of a man in a kitchen on the floor in Tucson, Arizona. And then they're going to turn around and say that that's the work of Allah. You're trying to say Allah has a hand and a knife, or he needs you to kill somebody for him? So it bothers me that these people are going about doing this. Organization called STAB incorporated into that new movement of those Sunni Muslims. And brothers are sitting in their mosques with them, nodding and cheering on as if this is a great thing that has happened. The taking of a human being's life and making it look like Allah doesn't do his own work. And one of the main reasons they say is because he claimed to be a messenger. That's why Allah took him out, they say. But yet the Honorable Elijah Muhammad lived to old age. So what are they saying then? That everything that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught must have been right and exact. Must have been if Allah took off Dr. Khalifa because he claimed to be a messenger. If that's why Allah took him off, then the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who also was claimed a messenger, and also claimed that Allah appeared to him in the personage, died of old age. So why didn't Allah take him out? You understand what I'm trying to say? But these human beings who are possessed by these jinns are going about doing the devil's work. You follow that? And they stopped a great man, Dr. Khalifa. Whether he called himself a messenger or not is not my concern, because I am not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and neither is none of them. The Quran in that chapter, the 4th chapter, verses 94, tells the Muslim, anyone who says to you, As-salam, is a Muslim or a faithful or believer, as you have it, and that you should not say they're not. Now tell them Sunnis to go read that. Then it says that you should not kill anybody in chapter 4, verse 93, that is a faithful person or a believer. Now what deciphers a believer? Nowhere in any Quran does it say that one of the criteria for a Muslim's faith is that he believes that Muhammad is the last prophet of Allah. That's not one of the tenets of Islam. Nowhere does it say that. We do know that Muhammad was the last prophet of Allah, but nowhere does it say that that's one of the tenets of our belief. The tenets of our belief is to believe that he is Rasulullah, that he is Nabi Allah, that he is an apostle of Allah, one of many. And the Quran reiterates that over and over, that he is one of Allah's prophets, one of his apostles. You follow that? So it's not one of the tenets of our beliefs to believe that he's the seal of the prophet. Though we do believe that he's the seal of the prophet, because the Quran says so in the 33rd chapter. Nowhere does it say that that is a tenet of our faith, to decipher what is a Muslim and what isn't. What deciphers according to the Quran and to the Baqarah what a Muslim is and what isn't, is that we have amantu billahi, faith in Allah as he is, wa malaikatihi, in all of his angels, wa kutubihi, in all of his scriptures, wa rusulihi, and in all of his apostles, of which Muhammad is one of them. For these things, these tenets, this man, Dr. Khalifa, did believe in. He believed in Allah, wahdahu la sharika lahu, as alone. He believed that Muhammad was Rasulullah and Nabi Allah. He believed these things, he said it. He believed in all of the angels of Allah. He believed in all of the scriptures of Allah. But according to the Quran, he was a believer or a faithful person. So he may have deviated from your hadith and your tradition, as you say, and had an unorthodox approach towards teaching Islam. The fundamentals of what he taught was Islam. the fundamentals of it. The belief in Allah, His angels, His scriptures, and His prophets. So he was a believer. Does this mean that any man who accepts Allah, who doesn't do it the way we want him to do it, when we want him to do it, is not a believer? What man on earth has a right to make that decision? What sheikh? What imam? What mufti? Who is the man on earth that has a right to make that decision? Only Allah is the judge. It says in the Quran, Maliki Yawmiddin. Allah is the ruler of the day of judgment. And when people came to Nabi Muhammad with different faiths or different religions, Allah Ta'ala gave him Surah Al-Kafirun. He didn't tell him go kill anybody. He said only kill those who try to kill you. In the Quran, that's what it says. Dr. Khalifa never tried to kill nobody. He didn't raise no war against them. But how Rasulullah answered them was, Lakum dinukum waliyadin. Lakum dinukum waliyadin. He said, you'll find out on Judgment Day who's right. To you be your deen and me be mine. We'll find out. That's what a Muslim does. Muslim doesn't go out setting out to kill people for what's right. Because we believe that Allah has everything. We believe everything is in His hands. Kulli shay'in fi yadillah. And no mortal is Allah's hand. So no mortal can pick up a knife or a gun and strike another man down because he is different in his interpretation of a scripture that none of y'all understand, because none of y'all have read it, because it's in the original Arabic without vowels and dots, because none of us even Arab who speak the language have ever really read the Quran in the proper language anyway. We only got what men wrote down from their memory. And you kill people on those grounds. Take a man's life. Quran says that you're going to hell for that. The assassins of Dr. Khalifa, who think they're doing the right thing, you're going to hell for that. Because Allah is the taker of life. Allah is the giver of life. You don't have the right to kill anybody. Allah says He does not try to kill you. Tells us in Islam, Rasulullah was forbidden to even fight against people until Allah gave him a commandment and said you can now go and fight them because they're trying to kill you. That was the reason why Rasulullah was allowed to go out and fight and defend al-Islam with jihad. Only because people were trying to fight him. Dr. Khalifa was not fighting you. Are you telling me that the pen is mightier than the sword? With all you scholars around the world, not one Arabic-speaking scholar has come out against Dr. Khalifa. Pakistanian, a Jamaican named Bilal Phillips, different men, but no man whose native tongue was Arabic has come out to prove the number 19 wrong. Only converts. Why didn't the Arabs do it? And again, you're talking mathematics, children. If he's calculating numbers wrong, won't we get to the end and the final equal will be wrong? When we finish adding it up, when we get to the last number, won't it be wrong if it's wrong? So if everything he's saying is wrong, when he says he's a messenger, I don't believe he was a messenger, but if he believes it and we stand by the Quran, won't the Quran prove him wrong if he's lying? If everything he says about the number 19 in the Quran is wrong, won't the Quran prove him wrong if he's lying? Because the Quran is al-Haq. And every time we finish reading something from the Quran, we say, Sadaqallah al-Azim. Now, Sadaqa is trust, truth. and it's supreme, al-azim. Don't we believe that the Quran has the power to bring down lies and falsehoods? What happened to our faith in Allah when we got to go out and kill a man because he says things different than we believe? The same thing they did with Solomon Rushdie. Solomon Rushdie has a right to write anything he feels like writing. Anything. Regardless of how much we, as people who believe in the Quran, Torah, and Injil, disagree with what he writes, he still has the right to write it. And the only thing we can do is say what the Quran says. Bring and show me the proof. The burhana. Show me the proof if what you're saying is true. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to come out with the truth and let the truth what? Truth come and false things vanish. We're not supposed to kill people. You killed the man because you was afraid of him. You killed the man because things he said was true. It shook you. That's why you killed the man. You killed the man because you are Dajjal. You Sunni Muslims. I'm not talking to every Sunni Muslim. I'm talking about those Sunni Muslims who fall under that Wahhabi sect that are coming out of Saudi Arabia with this new Muslim World League thing and think they have a monopoly on what Allah said to Muhammad 1400 years ago. Those are our Dajjal that Rasulullah said in his hadith, my followers are going to go over and work for Dajjal, the Antichrist. And he's pointed to the east repeatedly. When they asked him where would Dajjal come, he turned and pointed eastward and kept repeating over and over and eastward, 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 eastward. Egypt is not eastward of Mecca. America is not eastward of Mecca or Medina or Jeddah. He was telling them that this Dajjal is going to come right out of here, Saudi. And today they are spreading this false doctrine around the world, calling it Sunni Islam. They don't want to read the Quran, they want to read Hadith. They give whole lectures on Hadith, on traditions and customs of men, and they won't go near the word of Allah. They run off and quote a word from Allah, from the Quran, and they jump on a whole series of hadith and what this man said, what this person said, and what this one did, and they won't stay near the words of Allah. That's how you know they're not on the Sirat al-Mustaqim. Anybody on the Sirat al-Mustaqim, the most important thing in their life is the Quran, Torah, Injil, or both. War, you follow what I'm saying? So I'm saying that it's a sad thing that these people can come to America and kill a man. They have no foundation to justify it. The truth could kill a lie, not you. You killed that man because y'all was afraid of him. Because he was shaking the weak foundation that y'all are trying to establish in this country. The new mafia type Islam. That's why they killed him. And the thing we want to make clear is that I'm not Dr. Rashad Khalifa. I'm not Dr. Rashad Khalifa. I hold many of the same beliefs he did, but I'm not him. And if you come here, you better come right, or you're going to meet your maker. Right. Because we ain't playing with these fools. Y'all are not going to intimidate us the same way you didn't intimidate the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You're not going to intimidate the Ansar. You're not going to threaten us. You're not going to scare us. We're going to still say truth is truth. Y'all better learn to live with that reality. You better come right. Right. Because this is America. This ain't Saudi Arabia. This ain't Morocco. This ain't Egypt. This ain't even Sudan. This is the U.S. of A. Where we have the right to say anything we feel like in this law. You people are the ones who lay down your customs and come over here and try to be American. You the suit and tie wearing fools. Cut off your beard. And then you're going to come over and try to do Arab things in an American country? You follow what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, Sunnis following these devils who are out killing people in the name of Allah, when that's haram. Y'all better be careful, because when they finish using you, they're going to wipe you out. If you come here wrong, that's it. We're not playing with you. You can play crazy savior, think that you're going to save the whole Arab world by trying to stop our teaching. You come wrong, and them stupid people are going to forget about you, because I ain't no chump. I'm going to take your head out. You got me mixed up with Bashar Khalifa. You play that crazy Arab stuff with me, I'm going to cut you in half. I'm not the kind you think I am. You can't walk up and shake my hand. I'm not your friend. I didn't come here to be your friend. I'm a friend of the lost found. I'm a friend of the Nubians in the world. I ain't your friend. I ain't interested in you red Arabs or you pale Arabs. I'm not interested in y'all unless y'all going to bear witness to the total truth and nothing but the truth, unadulterated. Unless you're going to bear witness to the laws alone that has no partners, and that Muhammad is just one of his prophets. One of his prophets, not his only and the best, no, but the rhetoric that y'all wrote, and stop telling people that he's white. And when you start bearing witness to the truth, that there is no color in Islam, and stop saying there's no color, and then turn around and say Muhammad's white in the hadith. When y'all get to that point, then we'll start talking. Before that point, it's sad. And what's real interesting is that Dr. Khalifa used to put out a periodical called Semitic Perspective. And his February 1990 article, the front page starts, "The righteous do not really die. They go straight to heaven." When we spoke on the phone to some of his people after the assassination, they said he knew that these people were going to try to kill him. He said he knew that. That's what they said. He said he kept telling his followers, these people are going to try to kill me. They want to kill anybody who does not go along with fundamental Islam. Now you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to defame Warith Muhammad also now. There's a newspaper that came out called Majlis. And in this magazine, they're saying that Warith Muhammad is not really a Muslim because he still holds his father's teaching. I'm going to make the article available. You know, everything I get my hands on, I make available to y'all. I tried to. So you can see it yourself. You don't think I'm making it up. He's saying that now after all the labor that Warith Muhammad did, trying to bring the people, according to his teachings, from racism of his father over to a more mainstream type of Islam, now he's finished helping them. You know what they're doing to him? Turning on him. Now they're saying he's not a Muslim. You know why? Because they say Elijah Muhammad was a pagan because he believed that Farad was Allah, and thus a kufr. This is what they got in this paper. And therefore, Warith Muhammad does not denounce his father, then he is also a kufr. You know what I have to say about that? The Prophet Muhammad's father, according to Sunni doctrine, was a kufr. The Prophet Muhammad's father was a pagan, Abdullah. If you Sunnis teach that Muhammad brought Tawheed, and Muhammad is the one responsible for tearing down the idols in the Kaaba, if Muhammad was the one who brought Islam, that's what you people teach, not what we teach, but it's what you Sunnis teach. So before Muhammad, was his father Abdullah a Muslim or not? According to y'all, he was not a Muslim, he was a pagan. Yet at a certain meeting where Rasulullah had written at the bottom of a letter, Muhammad Rasulullah, and the tribes didn't want to agree with him, he scratched out Muhammad Rasulullah and he wrote down Muhammad ibn Abdullah. Muhammad the son of Abdullah. Don't ask Warith Muhammad to denounce his father, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when you did not ask Rasulullah to denounce his father, Abdullah. See, they have two standings. They have what they tell other people to do, or which they don't do. So now they want Word B. Muhammad to badmouth and denounce the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But they, on the other hand, recognize, they say the Prophet Muhammad's father, Abdullah, his mother, Amina, and they make them sound like they were not idol worshiping, according to Sunni teaching, not Ansar teaching. Are you all with me? You understand what I'm saying? I just want to add that for Dr. Rashad Khalifa, or the late Dr. Rashad Khalifa, he is with Allah, because people who die in the path of Allah don't really die. You follow? And his soul is with Allah. And these people are out killing people and saying they're doing it in the name of Allah. Hell is where you're going. And I feel sorry for the American blacks, because I spent most of my life here in America from Sudan here. And I thought you had a better soul than that. I didn't think that some fanatic could have you out and keep killing people for them. I didn't know you'd become a pet for the same people that sold you into slavery. Don't forget the word out of slavery. These people who you all following in Saudi Arabia, the ones who sold you into slavery, the out of slavery. Now they got you out doing their dirty work, sending out hitmen in this country in America to try to kill people for them. Allah is Ar-Rahman. Allah is Ar-Rahim. Allah is Al-Ghafur. How do you people know? How do you people know that Dr. Rashad Khalifa was not going to drop all of his ideas that night and bear witness to what you did? How do you know? Why? And you killed him and didn't give him a chance. How do you know that you didn't kill the Messiah? How do you know that Dr. Rashad Khalifa wasn't really the Messiah? You didn't give him a chance to prove his point. You killed him. That's how I know y'all are the devil. Because if you were righteous, you sit back in truth and you watch the lie manifest itself. The devil will try to kill the truth before it's will. So they'll try to stop me, Farrakhan, and anybody like us who don't say what they want. And that is what's so very sad about this situation. And I don't know what to say other than you people better realize and tell your friends and your brothers and sisters that when they come in contact with those Sunni Muslims, they better realize they're dealing with people that have sold their souls to the devil. And they need to be helped. They may be mad and have their lips smoked out, but them brothers need help. Because them people they're working with are working for the devil. And they think they're going to stop the Nubian nation and the growth of this nation. They fool. They will not stop the growth of the Nubian nation. We are here. Y'all have to live with us. And we're going to keep pointing out your fall. If they come against the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, they better come right. Because we're coming out to his aid. We're coming out to the aid of any black nation, any black man, you stupid Arabs and you stupid Sunnis that follow them try to hurt. You better believe we're coming out after you. You understand? Because we know the plot. We recognize the plot now, devil. Oh yeah, devil. We see the plot now. The plot is to eliminate the black leadership, to make everybody nearly white. You pushed that white Jesus on us for 2,000 years, home. Now we know that his feet was like burnt brass, and his eyes were like flames of fire, and he had the voice of many waters. That sounds like a black brother with a white afro and a raspy voice to me. You understand what I'm saying? And I know they don't like this. Now you try to make the Prophet Muhammad white. And you know he was of Sudanese descent. You know he had nappy hair. You know how you know it? Because in your hadith you say that Aisha used to braid his hair. You can't braid white people's hair. They don't say braiding. And they didn't have rubber bands back then to put on the ends of it. If he was braiding his hair was kinky or curly. But his daggone sure wasn't flanked and straight. You understand what I'm saying? Plus he lived in a climate where it's 100 and some odd degrees 75% of the year. Even if he was an Arab, he'd be one of the darker ones. They didn't have shaded buildings like you have today, and air conditioning. He was walking around out in the desert. Come on, are we talking truth or what? You will not turn us against our leadership. Not no more. They tried to turn us against Sharpton. You remember that? Oh, Sharpton is a CIA. Sharpton works for the government. What were we supposed to do, devil? We supposed to come out and crucify one of our brothers for you? That's what you wanted, devil? Well, it didn't work. It won't work no more. Because we realized when Malcolm X was killed that we lost a great brother. And we all marvel at what he might have been doing today if he was still alive. But y'all devils knew that. You devils, y'all knew how bad he was. And y'all knew that he wasn't nothing without a man with a third-grade education. And that man with that third-grade education was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who taught Malcolm X, who was a criminal, drug pusher, prostitute, running. I'm telling the truth. This truth or this truth? That's true. And had him out there talking to multitudes of black people, because I was in Harlem looking at him many times, standing up there telling them what they should have. He got all this from a man with a third-grade education. Mr. White Man, you can't fool us no more. You will not bury the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I want every one of you people in there, right in that room, when you get a picture of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, put it up. That's right. Put it in your house. Put it on your little pendant. Put it on your kid's school book. And when the white man says, who is that? Say, that's the greatest man that ever lived. And let them live with that. Now people say, oh, Imam Isa uses this as a ploy to draw the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's followers. Imam Isa already has millions of followers all over the world. I don't need to draw anybody else's followers. But I will not let you character assassinate another one of our great leaders because you don't see him as a messenger. That's your problem. I do. Because you don't understand what he meant by Allah came to him in the personage. That's your problem. I do. You understand? Because the black man is God. And you white folks know it. When y'all go to Egypt and y'all walk up and down the Nile and y'all see big statues of Ramses, Ramses is black. You know what y'all say? Those are statues of Egyptian gods. Then you come back to America and say, black man can't be God. While you in Egypt, looking at those statues are statues of what color people, y'all? Say that again. So now when they go on their little Egyptian excursion and they travel down Luxor and they look at the Nile and they see big statues of brothers with big old lips. One of our serious trademarks. That's why they getting silicone in their lips now trying to get some lips. And they look up and they see this big, tremendous statue. They say, that was what? That was an ancient Egyptian god. Ain't that what they say? Right. Am I right or not? Right. They say that was an ancient Egyptian god. Show me one spot on the planet anywhere where you white folks built a pyramid. Right. We built the White House. I don't know if a lot of black people know that. A black man built the White House. Right. Another great black brother who they're trying to bury pointed that out. You know what his name was? Noble Drew Ali. Because the brother Noble Drew Ali was speaking to us. I know every time I talk to y'all I say something new. And I hope y'all understand my job for this tactic. The brother Noble Drew Ali was telling us that we were Moorish Americans. Yes? Was he not? That we came from Morocco. Did he not? If you ask the black Moroccans who they're descendants of, you know what they say? They say they're descendants of Bilal. Now, you Sunnis have already told us Bilal was black. Don't take it back now. There's something good is coming out of it. Because they'll try to take it back now and say Bilal was black, but he was a little light-skinned. Next thing you know, he'll be white. Now y'all said he was black, and his descendants are in Morocco. Let me get something straight here. Right now, don't let them be restricting black people to one place. Because they don't do that to themselves in Europe. What are you, Polish? What are you, Scottish? What are you, Irish? What are you, Swedish? What are you, British? Where are you from? Europe. But when it comes to you and I can't look at the Moorish Science Temple and say, those brothers want to identify with Morocco. Moroccans are black people. The word Morocco, from the Latin word morena, means dark. Not just negra. The word negra in Spanish is one thing. There's another word, morena, which also means black, where they get the word Moors from. And it wasn't talking about no building, it was talking about the folk. So those descendants in Morocco, Moorish Americans, we are also. Don't be afraid when you talk to brothers on the Moorish Science Temple, say, yeah, we're Moorish Americans. We ain't them. And what did Noble Ali say? Don't call me no Negro. Don't call me no colored man. Don't call me no folk. Don't even call me a black man. Call me a Moorish American. And tell them that I came from Morocco. I don't have no fault with that. Wait a minute. Mr. Devil, you're not going to turn me against my brothers. Because I see the truth in everything every one of them say. And we are from Morocco. I've been to Morocco, and 75% of the people in Morocco are black. Even the king of Morocco himself, King Hussein, on national television announced that he was black and shocked the country. He said on national television, some of our sons were over there in Morocco at the university studying at the time. They called and said, you know what he just said? He's black. And the Moroccans freaked out because he looked Latino. So they said he ain't black. That's what they don't know, that Latinos are black. And let me add another very important element here. I long for the day when I don't have to say black no more. When I can just say Nubian. So we're pushing Nubian nation. Nubian nation. Nubian nation. Come on, y'all. Nubian nation. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are we? You're going to have to deal with us. We're the tribe of Shabazz. We're the Moroccans. We're Moorish. We're Nubians, Islamic Hebrews. We're the black Israelites. We're the black. We are it all, Junior. Because we are the original black man. The Asiatic black man. We are the maker, the owner, the creed of the planet Earth. We are not civilized, y'all. Oh, no, we're not civilized. We have never been a beast. We have never lived in the cave. We've never ate raw flesh. We've never crawled around on all fours. Never were we in that state of mind. We are the civilizers. Right. The black man is the civilizer. He is the God of the planet Earth. That's right. He was created to till the soil. That's what Allah created you to do, Adam. He created you of the black mud and made you his Khalifa fil ard, his vice regent, as they translate it, or his successor on the earth. If you succeed somebody, you must be of somebody, you see. If you call a person your Khalifa, that means he is your successor. So if man, Adam, is Allah's successor, then man, Adam, must be of who? Of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Right. If we are your successor, then we are of you. Then we are your children, Allah. And you are our Father, our beloved Father. That's why Jesus told those fake Jews, you are of your father, the devil. Right. But Jesus, a black man with, like they say in the Bible and Daniel's and Revelation, hair like lamb's wool. Show me a white person with hair like lamb's wool. Now there's a such thing as a goat. And Jesus separated the goat from the sheep. He said the goat is evil and the sheep is good. Right? Now white folks got hair like a goat. But Jesus had hair like a, they called him the Lamb of Allah. Do you understand me? Devil, we know who you are. And we know who your helpers are, them old colored Negroes. All colored up with the word Sunni. Walking around teaching Muhammad's wife, trying to be Arabian. Y'all are not Arabian. Y'all are Asiatic black men. Y'all are the original Arabs. Like I said before, you're the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth. White man know what they mean by the cream? Everybody else came out of you. Let me make this very clear. I am not talking to all men who call themselves Sunniin. Notice I said Sunniin and not Sunni. Because in the Arabic language, you would say Sunniin. Throughout the Hadith that they read and the Quran, wherever the word Sunnah is mentioned, it is written with a tar mabuta at the end. My Sunnah would thus be Sunnati. His Sunnah would be Sunnatahu. And a group of people who follow that would be Sunniin, not Sunni, a non-Arabic word, a grafted Farsi word into the language. I am not talking to all of the people who call themselves people following the Sunnah or Ahl al-Sunnah. I'm talking to those people who are out there killing people, who are out there slandering. I'm not talking to most of the young Muslim groups who are aspiring to serve Allah and obey His Prophet Muhammad. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to the people that's trying to turn the Prophet Muhammad into a god. I'm talking to those people that are trying to pull down the glory of Allah and replace it with a man. And if you are not in that group, then I'm not directing these leaflets or these pamphlets or these books at you. These books are only geared at people who do find partners with Allah, the Mushrikeen, and call themselves Sunni Muslims or Orthodox Muslims. I want to set that record straight. Now I want to do the tradition of the Muslim, and that is that when a Muslim is murdered or killed or died, it is customary for a Muslim to have 7 takbirs. 7 takbirs, which means they say Allah is most magnificent 7 times, 1 for each of the 7 heavens. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Then they follow it with Surah Al-Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم.
1
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. صدق الله العظيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى